How's it going, guys? This is Robert from Machado Visuals, and these are my thoughts on the newly released MK 18-55 from Fujinon. So when I first saw the specs and test footage, I thought of how practical this lens would be for documentary work, particularly for all the interviews I do, because the zoom range was great, it's parfocal, and the 200-degree focus throw. As soon as I got my hands on one, I was really impressed. I was really pleased with how the lens flared in direct light, and it had a really noticeable horizontal streak across the image. I tested the macro function briefly, and while there's still really no comparison to using a dedicated macro lens, the results were fairly decent. You're able to shoot pretty close to the lens, but only really well around 18mm. I was really eager in seeing how this lens performed during interviews, so I took it with me on a shoot to Boston, and it was a dream come true. Usually when I shoot interviews, I stick to using prime, so having the ability to adjust my focal length mid-interview was super liberating. Depending on the emotional impact of what the subject was saying, I could easily punch in or out, and all while maintaining focus, and that's just amazing. I also really appreciated the smooth focus throw of a proper cine lens, because up until now I've only operated with photo lenses which have really short focus throws. Having a proper cine lens made maintaining focus so much easier, especially during interviews when the subject moves back or forth. Another thing I appreciated was how incredibly light the lens was, and after looking at it you'd think a cine zoom would have some heft to it, but it's actually only 100 grams heavier than my Sigma 24-105. My rig is already heavy enough, so I definitely appreciate not having to add even more weight with Cine Glass. Since the lens is exclusive to Sony E-mount, I'm still on the fence whether or not I should get one for myself, should I find myself upgrading to another camera system within the next few years, but I'll probably be sticking with the FS7 for some time, so there's a pretty good chance of me owning this lens in the near future. Based on its performance from interviews alone, I'm pretty sold. If you have any questions about the lens, just leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.